Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of Book Bestie. I am your host Megan and it's my birthday on Sunday. I'll be turning 23, which kind of makes me feel like a little ill to think about. But this week's episode is not going to be so much book related, but I just wanted to do an episode on 23 things to remember before I turn 23. I feel like I'm at a bit of a weird crossroads in life at the minute. And it can be kind of overwhelming. So I just wanted to put together this list and hopefully it'll help me out a bit. And if anyone is around similar age, hopefully it will help you out a little bit. Just before I get into it, we have a book club. It's on Discord. I've rattled on about this so much. But if you want to join, it is in the link in my Instagram bio, which is Megan_Jor or Book Bestie Pod on Instagram. It is in the bio there, or it is in the description on the YouTube video. If you didn't know, I post visual versions of this podcast as well. And if you're watching the visual, that's a very different word. If you're watching the visual, I also post it on Spotify and Apple Podcast. And if you have a second, I'd really appreciate if you could head on over and rate it on Apple Podcast or Spotify. It helps push the podcast so much. And if you're on the Spotify, if you could like and subscribe and give us a comment, that would be very much appreciated. It helps tremendously. So yeah, let's just get into it. So I had a lot of trouble, honestly, thinking of 23 things. So some of them are quite serious and some of them are a little less serious, but I still think important. So the first one is to try to not let others' opinions get to you. Now, to be honest, I have gotten a lot better at this just since starting the podcast back in November. Since I've started kind of posting on social media in more of a kind of content creation way instead of just a personal way, I've had a couple people make some comments to friends and stuff, and I've noticed a couple people will kind of make side comments about shit, but I've gotten a lot better at being able to ignore them. I love doing this. I think it's really fun, and it's just something that's separate. It's not work and it's not college. It's just something fun for me to be able to do and sit down every week and get to talk to people, and you know, I really enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy what comes out of it. It is quite hard though. It's very easy to sit here and to say oh, try not to let others' opinions get to you. But sometimes it's almost easier to just listen to it and act accordingly, because it's hard to kind of see past that. It's easier, you just want to stick to it. You're just oh, it's not worth it, whatever. But yeah, I feel like I'm definitely getting better, and it's something that I want to continue getting better at, because at the end of the day, this makes me happy. And why on earth should I change what makes me happy just because somebody thinks what I'm doing is a little cringe, or someone thinks what I'm doing is a little weird? Yeah, I genuinely, I'm very happy to say that I could give less of a shit. And it took a while to get here. It took 23 years almost, but yeah, I'm pretty happy to be able to say that I give less of a shit now. I just want to preface this as well really quickly by saying last night I did have a little bit of a teensy tiny little breakdown about the future. So I may get quite deep and I may cry. I'm not even gonna lie, there is quite a large possibility that I may cry. I'm gonna try really hard not to, but no promises, so just bear with me. So number 2 is that no two people's paths are the same. So I'm at a point where I will be graduating college, fingers crossed all goes well. I will be finished early May and graduate in October. But I'm at this point where I'm trying to plan the rest of my life, and I see all these people my age, and they're moving out, and they're have these stable incomes, and it's so hard to look at them and not kind of compare yourself to it. But their journey is entirely different to yours, and their situation could be entirely different. And all these people that you kind of see on social media, a lot of their full-time jobs are social media, and they make a lot of money from it. They make more money than I could ever dream of making through my part-time job that I'm in at the minute. So it's not fair on me to compare myself to them, because at the end of the day, it's two polar opposite situations, and it can be really hard. You see all these people and they're moving out and they're buying houses or their first apartment, and there's so much excitement, I feel like, that goes along with that. Like, I cannot wait to get my first apartment and, you know, to decorate it and whatever. But it's like, realistically, that is a bit far down the line for me. Because like everything's so beyond extremely disgustingly expensive. So it is quite hard, but it's something that I kind of have to keep reminding myself that just my journey is not the same as their journey. And I'm going the way I'm meant to be going, and whatever's going to happen to me is going to happen, and it's meant to happen, and the path that I'm on is the path that I have to trust that I'm meant to be on. But yeah, that can be difficult. I'm not going, like, it's easy for me to sit here and like say these things and like be like, try and remember these things, Megan, but it's like, it's so hard. It's really, really difficult. You know, I'm not gonna in any way, shape or form sugarcoat it. It's really, really difficult, but I just want to have that in my head. I feel like moving forward is just that my path is not the same as everybody else's or anybody else's. And to try and view people on social media, their lives is their lives, and my life is mine. It's completely separate. So number 3 is actually like a rough one for me. It's you can't plan everything. I'm a planner. I'm a ginormous, huge planner. I love to know what's coming next. I love to have a backup plan for every single letter of the alphabet. I just love to know what's happening and how I can be ready for it. And obviously now that I'm leaving college, I'm kind of leaving this like academic blanket, I guess, that's kind of always been around. Like from age 0, it was always, you know, play school, primary school, secondary school, college. And now it's kind of, what now? I was toying with the idea of a master's. I'm not 100% sure because they are quite really, like, who the fuck was going to tell me a master's is that expensive? And for what? I'm just saying, and for what? You know? I just don't. I'm just saying. But now that I can't plan, I have to really trust that what's going to happen, it's going to happen. And it's meant to happen, and it's for me, and hope that I've put out enough good into the world that the world is going to reward me back, which is just so scary. I just wish, I don't know, it is so scary because I'm in college, and now once I'm finished college, I'm like done my academic journey, essentially. And it's just, I feel a little free-fally. Interesting adjective, but I feel a little free-fally, but I can't plan everything. Gotta remember that. Number 4 is a bit of a personal one. Stop buying stupid shit. For the love of God. I bought hair tinsel. Hair tinsel. Have I used it more than once? No, I didn't even use it on myself. I used it on my sister. Have I touched it since? Absolutely not. Hair tinsel? I don't need it because it blew up on TikTok. That's something I gotta get into my head. I do not need it just because it blew up on TikTok. It's not a necessity. I'll live without it, believe it or not. Like, hair tinsel. That was something I thought was a necessary purchase. It wasn't, I promise. So stop buying stupid shit. Save money. Can't give out that you don't have money to do shit when you're buying stupid shit. Shut up, Megan. I love what the next one is. Take better care of yourself, as I'm here like telling myself to shut up. I started taking vitamins recently, or vitamins. Which way am I meant to say it? Vitamins, I think. I think Americans say vitamins. Anyway, I started taking them. But you guys know more than anyone, I am sick all the time. I have been sick for like literally over half of these episodes. So I needed to do something because my whole ideology of ignoring it until it went away, it wasn't working. Believe it or not, wasn't working. Who could have guessed? Not me. But now I know. I need to start sleeping better. I sleep like shit. To be honest, it's not a strong suit of mine, so I need to do something to do with that. My hair too. In case you haven't noticed, if you're watching the podcast visually, I have like reddish hair now. Dyed my hair last Thursday. Why? It blew up on TikTok. Am I embarrassed to say that after the last point was literally stop buying stupid shit. And then I buy a bunch of hair dye because it blew up on TikTok. I am a little. But I do love my hair right now. I think it's quite cute. I think it suits me. I love having darker hair. But brown, I feel like for me, I get bored quite quickly and it was quite boring. So this is something that's still dark, but not boring. Let me know what you think. Anyway, complete tangent. But my hair. I have been essentially dyeing or bleaching my hair since I was about 12 years old. It's a miracle it still grows from my head. I'm not even going to lie. It is a goddamn miracle. So I need to take better care of my hair or else I am going to be bald soon. And I don't really want that. You think about how I throw dye and bleach at my hair. You think I would want to be bald, but I don't. So I need to get better at taking care of my hair. I need to be grateful that it's still attached and act accordingly. So the next one is being nervous about something isn't always a bad thing. It's just a new thing. And this entirely relates back to leaving college and this next chapter of my life. I'm terrified and I'm nervous, but it doesn't mean that what's coming is going to be bad. It's different. It's new. It's something I can't plan for. So it's something that I just have to get used to. But being nervous, it's such a natural human emotion that I feel like if I run away from it every time I feel it, I'm never going to go anywhere. Sitting in like your kind of comfortable zone forever, you're never going to grow that way. You're never going to have new experiences. So yeah, it's just, it doesn't mean a bad thing. It's just a new thing. And it's a new thing that I'll get used to. And then another new thing will come along and I'll grow from that as well. This next one, number 7, I'm probably going to be laughed at about. I'm not old. And it probably sounds so incredibly stupid to anyone outside my brain. But it's hard to like bypass something that's been in your brain forever. Like when I was like 16, 17, maybe even 15, I was like, oh my God, like your early 20s, like I'm so old. I'm going to have my shit together. And now being here, I'm like, did I miss something? Wasn't I meant to like have my life together at this point? So it's really hard to not feel like you're kind of failing something by not matching your own completely unrealistic expectations, you know? So it's just something that I have to get into my head. Like I saw a TikTok the other day and it was like, you know, I'm only whatever age, you know, all the people and friends in the first season, they were 27. I haven't even entered my friends era yet. And I feel like that's something that they were all figuring it out as well. So it makes me feel a little better about myself. But yeah, I'm not old. Again, may sound stupid to everybody that's not in my brain, but I am not old. I am still quite young and I'm still completely within my reason to not have my entire life figured out. And I may not for years to come. Oh, saying that makes me feel physically ill. That makes me feel like I want to cry. We're doing well so far though. We're doing well. Number 8. If someone doesn't put in work to stay in your life, they don't deserve to be in it. I am the worst for making excuses for people, for putting in all the work and never getting anything in return. And we are done. We're done with that. End of. If you don't want to be in my life, I'm not going to force you to. If you want to be in my life, I will put in so much work and, you know, we're going to have a great whatever. But I am just no longer putting energy into people who aren't giving me the same back. And I know that some people can have off days. And I know that that's completely fine. But when those off days become basically every day, over it. Done and done. Not going to force people to be in my life that don't want to be in my life. Bye. Number 9 is to say yes more. I have missed out on some really cool opportunities because I've either said no because I was too nervous, or I never even volunteered in the first place because the thought terrified me of something new. And I need to stop doing that because I'm missing out on some cool things that I could have been doing. I'm getting into a stage now where I'm going into media. I studied TV and media. Half of getting a job in media production is just really throwing yourself out there and hoping somebody listens. And I'm not going to be able to do that. No one's going to walk up to me and offer me this dream job that I want. I'm going to have to work my ass off for it. And I'm going to have to just put myself out there, say yes to experiences, meet people, network. There we go. I was like, it's not socialize. That's not the word. Network. Got to network with people, meet new people, everything. So I have to start saying yes to things more and volunteering for more stuff more. Yeah, good one, Megan. Maybe learn to freaking put a sentence together before you network with all these incredible people. So the next one is be nicer to yourself, which you can hear from this podcast alone. Even if you've never watched any of the other episodes, you can hear that sometimes I can be really mean to myself, and I need to stop. You know, how am I expected to go out into the world with confidence when before I even step one foot out the door, I am ripping myself to shreds? I need to stop because it's not fair. I think I'm an okay person. My brain doesn't. I'm quite mean to myself. I say the meanest things. I need to stop because I'm not going to be able to grow within myself when I keep doing that. So I need to just learn to be nicer. Pay myself a compliment every now and then. Because it's just, I'm not, this whole tearing myself down thing, it's not working. So I gotta learn to be nicer to myself. One step at a time. Number 11 is not everyone is going to like you. It's impossible to have everyone in the world like you. And to be honest, that is quite a hard pill for me to swallow. I feel like I like to think that I'm quite a nice person. So it's just hard to come to terms with that sometimes you can be the nicest person in the entire world and people are still not going to like you. And I feel like that is quite difficult, but it's nothing reflected on you. I feel like everybody needs a bad person in their story, and sometimes they force you into that mold regardless of what you've done. So not everyone's going to like you, and that's okay. Don't force yourself to change to make people like you. There's no point. It's never going to happen. So it's just better to know that you are as kind as you can be and as sweet, and move forward with your life in that kind of mindset, and know that you've done everything right. And sometimes people just, they're not gonna reciprocate, and that's okay. Not everyone's gonna like you. Not everyone's meant to like you. This planet is full of a lot of different kinds of people, and some of them just hate for fun. So there's no point trying to force those people to like you. They're people that you don't want in your life anyway. Number 12 is you don't have to be instantly amazing at everything you do. I'm quite bad for starting something, and if I'm not immediately amazing, I kind of lose interest a little bit. But that's okay. It's all part of the learning process, you know. It's you have questions about stuff and you make mistakes, but it's how you learn and how you become better and amazing at something. It's also, if I enjoy something but I'm not incredible at it, that I still continue doing it. I feel like there is such an era on TikTok, especially, of like, if you're not amazing at something, people just tend to like give up, or they rip you to shreds if you post about it. But that's not what life is about. It's about, you know, if you want to be creative and you want to draw but you're not incredible, who cares? Like, if you enjoy doing it and it's fun to you, and it sometimes, like, drawing and stuff like relaxes a lot of people. So if that is that for you, then yeah, keep going with it. Like, why on earth would you do anything different? That actually leads me to number 13, which is be more creative. I used to be really, really creative when I was younger. I used to draw all the time. I used to color all the time. I used to do so much. And recently I've just kind of not had the time. It's harder to kind of find the time to be able to sit there and turn my brain off, because when I do start to do something creative, my brain is like, Megan, you have to do this assignment, and you have to film the podcast, and you have to do this, and you have to do that, and whatever. And it's very hard to kind of tune that out. So I feel like I want to put more time aside to actually fuel that side of my brain again. I feel like I'm quite a creative person, so it's something that I really love doing in any shape or form. So I just feel like being more creative and doing random DIY shit, I just need to get back into doing. The next one is number 14. As much as you may not love your part-time job, it's taught you a lot. I have gained so much confidence because all the jobs that I've had thus far, I've been working in kind of like a customer service aspect, and it's made me so much more confident in talking to people. It's improved my problem solving skills, and as much as some of those jobs have just drove me insane, it's a skill that I could never repay. Like, it's helped me so much in life. I used to be a very, very shy person, and even I can notice it just since I've started working and stuff. I've just become a lot more confident in myself, and I know that it's not the end of the world if I have to go talk to a stranger, which it used to be. It used to like freak me out and make me cry, but now it's something I know that I'm very capable of doing. And I feel like it's a skill that customer service forces you to learn, whether you want to or not. You got to deal with the most difficult of difficult people. So anyway, that I've gained confidence from. Number 15 is no one can read your mind. If you want something, you have to communicate that. I'm the worst person. I'll put my hand up and I'll say it. I am the worst person for expecting something from somebody, not telling them, and then getting mad. I'll say it. I do it a lot. And it's something I have to become better at, because it's not fair to the people that I get mad at. It's not their fault that they can't read my mind. So I need to get better at actually thinking through those feelings and being able to tell people about them. Or else it's not fair. You know, it's I'll admit it. I'll be mean. I'm sorry. Sometimes I can be a little mean. But that is not anybody else's fault but my own. I need to be able to communicate these things. And then when I communicate them and nothing changes, then I can be pissed off. Number 16 is be kind. It's another quite self-explanatory one that I would like to think I'm kind of okay at. Saying thank you to somebody and saying have a good day to somebody, it's such an easy thing for you to do, and it can really make someone's day. They could be having the world's shittiest day, and you just saying, hey, have a good day, thank you so much, can light up their day. Just don't be an asshole. I think we all have enough shit to be dealing with rather than having random strangers be total assholes to us. Be nice to customer service people. Be nice to people in the service industry. I'm just saying. Takes nothing. Can make somebody's day. Number 17. For the love of God, turn TikTok off. I need to set one of the timer yokes on my TikTok because it's a joke. You know what? I'm actually going to tell you right now. Where's my phone? I'm going to tell you, right, how much time I've spent on TikTok. Just today. Okay? Right. Just today on TikTok, I have spent... Here we go. Oh, that's the week. Oh my God. That scared the shit out of me. Holy shit. Today alone, I've spent 2 hours and 40 minutes on TikTok. It's Wednesday, and I have spent 7 hours on TikTok this week. It's Wednesday. That's 3 days. I've spent 7 hours on TikTok. That's ridiculous. I need to turn it off. God damn, I get so stuck on it. I sit there for hours. I don't get shit done. I need to get better at that. I need to set one of those like timer yokes on it and actually do it, because sometimes you can just press ignore and then you can just keep going. I need to actually do it and stick to it, because it's just taking up entirely too much of my time and my energy and my focus, and I hate it. Turn it off, Megan. God damn. Number 18 is drink more water. It's really simple, but I'm really bad at it. I'm so entirely bad at it. I have headaches all the time, and I'm like, oh, why does my head hurt? It's because you haven't drank water in about a week. That could possibly be it. I have so many cute water bottles, so many cute ones, and I just don't. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. I use the water bottle for like a week, 2 weeks. Over it. Done. Drink more water. For the love of God, take care of yourself. Drink more water. Number 19 is stop apologizing for everything. Don't apologize if you're uncomfortable. If you don't want to be in a situation, don't feel like you have to stay there because you're inconveniencing someone. Your feelings are valid. Tell somebody. Don't apologize. It is not your fault if you feel uncomfortable. I'm one of the worst people for apologizing for my feelings. I do it all the time. And it's not fair. Like, I shouldn't have to apologize because I'm feeling tired and I don't feel like I'm talking that much. Like, I shouldn't have to apologize for shit like that. It's super normal. I need to stop. My feelings don't need an apology attached to them every single time. Number 20 is appreciate the little things. I'm a very big picture person. And I don't always appreciate the fact that, hey, I woke up this morning. I have a roof over my head. I have an incredibly loving, incredible family. I have a great boyfriend. I have good friends. I'm doing okay in college. You know, like, I need to appreciate those things. They're things that not everybody gets. And, you know, I give out about college so much, but I'm eternally grateful that I had the opportunity to go and get an education. And I don't know, I need to stop sometimes and just kind of, is this going to be the one that makes me cry? Oh no, I was doing so well. Oh, goddamn, I was just doing so well. I just have to start appreciating the little things. Goddamn, I was doing so well. Okay. Whew, I gotta move on quickly before I start crying. Number 21, try new foods. Super simple and super not emotional, coming after me almost crying. I'm a very picky eater. And I get very nervous about new foods, and I don't eat them because I'm afraid that they're gonna make my stomach sick. So I need to try new foods. Broaden my horizons. Number 22 is to take more pictures. I don't know. Like, I mentioned my boyfriend. I've been with him for over 3 years. We have probably like 3 good pictures together, and that's about it. So I really want to take more pictures. I'm really bad at it, and I also have a really bad memory. So I'd like having pictures to be able to remember a certain event. So take more pictures. And last but not least, number 23 is keep reading. I am finding it so hard currently to find time to read, but it's something I love doing, and I have a very bad habit of going in and out of hobbies, and reading is one that's kind of stuck around for a hell of a lot longer than any of the others did, and I love it. It's introduced me to an amazing community, and it's introduced me to doing this, which I absolutely adore more than life. So stop, take more time, read more books. I love doing it. Whenever I do get to sit down and read, I'm so incredibly grateful that I did. Just manage time a little bit better to the point where I'm able to sit there and enjoy a book, and I'm not thinking like, oh, I have an assignment due that I should be doing, and I have to do this that I should be doing, and whatever. Take time, do it. Sometimes you're spending 7 hours on TikTok. You can find the time somewhere. I'm pretty sure you can. God damn. Spend those 7 hours reading. Again, we go back to number 10. Be nice to yourself. Work in progress. So yeah, there are the 23 things that I need to try and remember going into age 23. Crazy. I don't feel 23, but I don't know what 23 is meant to feel like, so I could be just insane. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of all I got. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, Megan Jor. Don't forget to follow on Instagram, Megan_Jor or Book Bestie Pod. Also have a TikTok, Megan_Jor. I post a lot of shit over there. I actually posted when I finished Magnolia Park's Into the Dark. That book messed me up good. But anyway, that's not what this podcast episode's about. Yeah, thank you guys so much for all the love and the support on all the episodes per usual. I genuinely, it's something that I can never ever repay, so I'm very, very grateful. I hope you guys have a good Friday. That's all I got. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Bye.